And welcome everybody to Locked On Lads, the Man Cave, episode number 4. We are live. We have myself, Wilco. We have Mr. Butters joining us, and we have
Hello.
birthday boy McDad. How you going? You're back. Welcome.
I am back. Yes.
We missed you last week. We waffled on for an hour and 15 minutes without you running us in. It was really good.
Yes, I listened.
I know.
I'd listened. Don't worry.
How was it? Was it any good?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we get the 2 thumbs up from McDad. That's as enthusiastic as he gets people. How was your birthday, mate? How was your 23rd?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah?
Bad.
Cake?
Bad.
I hear?
Not a homemade cake today.
Ooh.
Coles bought one.
Oh.
So yeah, not the usual treatment. But
No, I've seen some of the cakes your wife makes, and they're usually splendid. So sorry you missed out on that one.
yeah,
I'll have to
I
get
was
on to
expecting that, but it didn't
your
happen.
lovely
So,
wife.
yeah.
McMum?
Oh,
we call her
Dad,
McMum
she-
now or not?
Oh, if you want. She's doing night shift at the moment, so it's fair enough.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Kids could have
Yeah,
chipped in,
that'll-
though, to be honest. Anyway, it's all good. You get a big present?
I got a what do I call it? Karcher,
Oh, there you go. So
Oh, nice.
she's going to make you do some work.
a gurney. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's nice of her. She's definitely doing the good stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get on to what you've been playing in a sec. But Butters, mate, how you been?
Yeah, I've been pretty good.
Yeah,
Just
what have you
been
working.
doing the work thing. Yeah,
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're busy.
nothing too exciting.
Oh, we'll find out in a sec. You've been doing exciting stuff, I'm sure. It's actually, considering we don't do a Tom Clancy podcast tonight, I think we've got a little bit of Tom Clancy stuff to talk about, to be honest. So straight
Yeah, we do.
We will go there, people. We will do that. We'll talk the stuff about the Tom Clancy's. Let's start with McDad. What have you been up to? What have you been playing? What have you been doing besides having a birthday and getting old?
What have I been doing? I've been playing Valheim, obviously.
I think we'll talk
Nice.
about that in a sec
Finished-
too, I'd say.
Yeah, finished up watching Blacklist.
Ooh.
And I've been playing a little mobile game called Exo Miner.
Yeah?
It's like a little mining thing. It's probably quite fun.
Is it on Facebook ads everywhere or something like that? Or is it just one you found?
Just one I found, yeah. Actually, it was on a tweet. I saw it on a tweet.
Okay.
Someone was playing it. So.
There you go. 2
Pretty fun.
thumbs up
So-
of approval. Exo Miner. Is that what it was?
And Exo Miner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, just made some soup for lunches. That's about it.
Pumpkin?
Nice.
Nothing
Chicken?
too exciting. Chicken and leek
Ooh, okay. Nice.
in the slow cooker.
Pretty good.
We'll have to talk about that in the cooking section at the end of the podcast, I guess.
That's about it.
Let's go there.
Oh, and obviously I watched your race on the
Oh,
weekend.
Jesus, we'll talk about that at the end. That needs a whole debrief. Let's go to Valheim first. I've just started playing it today, so I can actually talk to you about it and understand what's going on. Where are you at in it, mate? What have you been doing in it, McDad?
I've done the first boss.
Ooh. So you get, from my
now I'm in-
understanding, you get something, the antlers from that? And you get to...
you get the bone.
What do you
bone.
unlock from that,
It's a
though?
cool-
You get a
It's a pickaxe.
pickaxe, that's it. So you can actually go
Yeah,
start picking axes.
Doing rocks. Yep.
Cool.
Rocks. So yeah, I'm in the what is it called? The second one, Butters.
The Elder.
Yeah, the place.
Oh, the Black Forest.
The Black Forest, yeah.
Yes.
There's a person
So
in
I'm
there
just
you
on
get
that-
black
I'm
fish rods
just-
from too.
Yeah, I've just built myself a little carved out of the side of the mountain, a little area to put just on the edge there. So
Okay.
just been mining copper and tin to try and do some stuff.
That sounds
Nice.
exciting. I need to get the
Yeah.
courage up to get some stuff to take
So-
on the first boss then.
Yeah. Well, you got trolls to worry about too when you get in there. So
Okay, so
make sure you got a bow and arrow.
you start
It's
where you
fucking
start,
trolls.
right? In the middle of the forest, and I walked out till I found a clearing, and then I went, that looks really cool. It was actually a really nice walk over an edge of a cliff and slide down thing. But everywhere I'm hearing thumping trolls, and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy where I am. My little part. They're not.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
not
you
won't
get to a
get- you
point where
won't
I
get-
come to you, Walker.
I know. They haven't yet.
I don't. Do the trolls come to the meadows? I think they only
Yeah.
come to. They do they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had one show up at my base today while I was trying to build a fence.
Bastard.
I was not prepared for it at all.
Did he try and break your fence down, or was he?
He just killed me.
That's...
Broke a couple of buildings, and then I killed him eventually. So it was all good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So you're preparing for the second boss. Have you bought the fishing rod yet, or not? Or you found the trader?
I haven't found the trade. I was sort of just been sitting on the edge there and sort of really wasting time, just chopping trees down and doing nothing really.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know. I think it's
That's
part of
what
our
that's what the game is, I think, and that's what
Yeah,
I
I've got 2 boars now, so
do you?
hopefully I can start breeding them.
Boars. There you go.
And I've killed a wolf. But...
Ooh, well done. And what did you use to kill said wolf?
Bow and arrow.
You went the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I've only got a club at the moment. I haven't even got a
Actually,
yet.
I didn't fully kill it. I came back and it glitched out, so that was quite easy to kill because it was just stuck in the same spot. So I was like, okay,
Nice.
sure, let's do this.
Yeah, I started whacking boars with my club, and then I'm like, wasn't paying attention. There's about 6 of them there. Got the first couple, then they were, oh, this is easy, sweet, and then 2 of them came at me, and apparently hitting them head on doesn't kill them as quick, and then they whacked me twice, and I was dead. That was my first death. So I've done my best to avoid the whole tree falling on me to kill me. I've got away with that so far, and but I did chop a tree down and it fell, and then it got wedged into another tree and then balanced perfectly up high, and I'm like, oh,
Yep.
fuck.
That will happen.
But yeah, I've built a house. It's a one-way slanty roof, and it's got an attic and a basement. A normal entry level.
Ground floor?
Ground floor, that's the one with dirt. And the bedroom.
Dirt?
Yeah, I just did
Put a fucking
dirt.
floor down, you.
This is my first house. I've learnt all my things, and I'm going to go from there to the big one when I find my right spot for it. But this is just practice, and it came up pretty good. But then I'm like, I've got nothing to put in here, and I've got nothing to do with it. So I went out and trying to explore now. Now I know the basics of the game, which is pretty good. But it's got that calm, like the music of it's amazing, just calming and relaxing. And then it's just, I need to do this, and that's what I need to focus on, and that's what I go do. So it was all building the house this afternoon. So chopping wood, repairing axes, building walls. So from one side, it's going to have a deck on it too. It's going to have a nice little deck out the side. It's got a door in the wall because it's massive, one big massive wall. And I've got a couple windows in there, but the door halfway up the wall, going to nowhere at the moment. So I've got big double doors on the front, and so it's looking pretty good. But then want to get into the farming, want to get into everything else, but got to obviously start grinding and getting some stuff and leveling up. And I've got to get a shield.
That first boss stuff.
Yeah, I've now got leather, so that's a start. So. Where else do I get leather from besides boars? It said something about mud things and stuff, but I haven't found anything like that.
Boars will be your primary location at the moment.
Just go around killing them.
And deer will give you deer hide, which is a completely different thing.
Okay. I gotta get the I want the bow and arrow so I can start killing deer anyway, get the meat and stuff. But
yes, you'll probably want to have the bow and arrow for the first boss anyway.
Yeah. I killed my first neck this afternoon.
Oh, they're easy.
Tail, yeah. Greylings, bloody hell, they annoy me. I find them every other bloody day, every other second of the day. There was one built up my old.
That's not going to end.
No, I put down a workbench to start with. I did the little mini shelter over it so I could at least start doing stuff. And I'm building my massive house, and here it is over here belting up my old workbench, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to kill you. So went over and did that. But no, I liking the different stuff you can do with your houses now already. So I really need to get into that side of it. Like I said, want to find a nice little spot and just prepare it up and build it out, which will be good fun, I reckon.
Yes, it is quite fun.
Yeah. So I was going to stream it tonight, but I sort of was preparing for the podcast for too long. But it's we're good. Butters, what have you been doing in Valheim anyway? You obviously had a big night the other night, Saturday night. You had the boys, the big server, dedicated server up. What have you been up to in it?
Yeah, so I finished building the boathouse. That was all good. Had some weird server issues where I built the boat, put it in there, went off and did some things. I'm like, I'm not doing any damage to these trees. And so I relogged. And then the server was like, I've registered the fact that you used these materials to build something, but I don't know what you built, so I'm not going to do anything about that. And you've lost those materials. So the boat was gone, which was annoying. Other than that, just sort of been pottering around, gathering resources so that we can start preparing to take the Elder on. I fenced the main town off today. So I want to go through and fence off the other sort of little outposts that we've got at the moment as well, because we've got one up a little bit north, which is on an island that has the swamp and the plains on it, as well as a meadow. So that's an interesting one, because the plains is, I think that's the last one that you end up going to, story-wise.
Yeah.
So everything there literally just fucks your shit up. Anytime it sees you, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to kill you. Which is great.
Yep.
So I've got to fence off that spot and make it safe for us to actually hang out there while we're going to the swamp to do what we need to do there. And yeah, pretty much just sort of tidying things up. Got a cultivator now, so we're able to put grass back so everything doesn't look like a construction site anymore. Yeah.
So how are you finding it playing with other people compared to just playing solo on your own server?
It's good, because we all just sort of do our thing, and it's like, well, we need to get ready for this boss.
Yep.
We want to have like all bronze kit going into it, so we're just sort of off doing our own things. I've been building up the base, protect it from whenever the forest awakes. So having the big fence there makes a big difference, because you don't just have shit come in and it's like, hey, I'm in your town now. And you're like, crap, I've got to protect everything. They all get kept outside of the town.
Yep.
So you can jump over the fence and take them on. But yeah, so we're getting there. The biggest thing that I had was there was an update a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they'll talk about an update that broke a few servers and took wolves away, the massive amount of wolves that were spawning anyway away, and a few other things.
Yeah, it dropped the what was it, the breeding cycle for the wolf or something like that.
Okay.
So there's a little bit less of them. But yeah, so this update, because what I've been doing is I've been running the server with a special tag on it, so that you could only access the server if you knew both the name and the password of the server.
Yep.
It'd still show up if you search for it, but you needed to know what the name was to be able to find it, sort of thing.
Yep.
And this update broke that, so that we couldn't access the server at all. And me and the guy that set the server up, we were like back and forth for like 2 days trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. We rebuilt the server, which it's a Linux thing. It doesn't take very long at all to do. Plus, it's very small game, so it doesn't take very long either. Yeah. Anyway, and then just this morning, I'm like, oh, on the way to work, I'll just Google this and see what's up. And then someone's like, oh, just turn the public tag from 0 to 1. I'm like,
is that all
are you fucking shooting me? Is that literally it? Is that what the fucking problem is? So when I get home today, I do that, and I'm like, oh yeah, it works. Cool.
Simple.
Great. So, don't know why I didn't think of that at all, but there it is.
We haven't got a huge amount of questions tonight, so we are going to use chat as well. We don't have the fourth chair either. So Last Wave's in there in chat. He said he got Frostner a few days ago, but he's also asked, really, I bred like 10 wolves in a few hours today. So he's saying the breeding cycle on his end, he's not seeing the change, but
I think it's just for wild. Oh, I guess they're all technically wild, but
yeah.
I think once you've tamed it, it will
get a new breeding cycle.
Change it slightly.
Yeah, but yeah, the supposed to be, you're not supposed to run into as many wolves in the wild anymore. So yeah, I don't know how that affects breeding, but yeah. So
Yeah, there was something like that.
if I had enough
I just
time in
saw
my
in
life,
that mentioned breeding.
a dedicated
Yeah.
server with a group of guys would be awesome, I reckon. But it's just a matter of time at the moment. So it's I'm enjoying it for. I lost probably an hour and a half in it today, pretty easily, and it's good for that. Just to disappear.
Well, it's good. You can jump in and out as you want to. You don't have
Yeah.
to, unless you're fighting a boss, obviously. But you can sort of
Yeah, but you
pop
pick
in,
and
pop
choose
out.
when you want to fight the boss, which is a
Yeah,
good part of
exactly.
it. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'll build myself up. I'll get ready and we'll go into it fairly soon, hopefully. But yeah,
I was a little bit worried setting up a dedicated server because I'm like, oh, but it's got like those random events that happen every so often, and I'm like, what happens if I'm like no one's on and it does that, but it doesn't seem to trigger unless there's actually somebody
Someone
connected
there.
to it, which is good.
Well, that's handy. That's good. Yeah. I remember doing a dedicated server with Ark, which is obviously the closest thing to it at the moment. Or the closest thing that I've played to it at the moment, and that was good. But it seemed to be a lot of effort in Ark to get everything going, get everything right, and you'd have one random person ruin the whole thing for everyone. And but yeah, this that sounds pretty good. Like I said, I'm first time playing it today, and yeah, it's really clicked so far with me anyway. But first time I played it, audio did not work. I'm like, what? Feeling around with everything. I'm like, it's a very quiet game. And then I'm punching things. I'm like, there's no audio at all. So I had to reboot it and it worked fine. So it wasn't one of my technical gremlins. It was something with their end, which was good to have this time.
Yes. Well, with the group that I'm playing with, we've sort of got a common understanding that like we'll have common buildings like storage and all that sort of stuff. Basically, do whatever the fuck you want with your house. Just don't make it like a McMansion sort of thing. Just have like a simple house. That's all you need.
Yep.
And then like we all sort of work towards the common goal, which is good.
Yeah. No.
Rather than I'm going to build a big fuck off place.
That does sound the right way to do it. So, are you doing that every Saturday night still, or what?
Are
you pottering around with it?
That's the plan. I might jump onto it this Saturday. Yep. Blake will be busy doing work. He's got work on the weekend, so I'll probably jump in, maybe build some stuff, get some stuff sorted. Otherwise, I'll be playing something else. Okay. Haven't quite decided yet.
There you go. So, Butters, what else have you been up to, mate, for the last week since I talked to you last?
Pretty much just playing Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
To be honest, just trying to get through as much stuff as I can before Odyssey comes along, as the usual.
So update, how close are you to engineers? Are you getting there?
I've completely finished. Whose arc was it that I was doing last? It was. Hang on, I got a thing here. It'll tell me where I'm up to.
I've been playing just out of while you're looking that up, Stellaris lately on Xbox Game Pass, and it's given me itches and stuff from that, but it hasn't quite hooked me yet because it's a little bit too. Not as it's hands on because it's so in depth all the mechanics, but it's not as hands on. Be you actually out there doing the stuff, so it's just a build that happens in the background, the typical 4X type of stuff. So it's close. It almost got me, and I'm still fiddling around with it every now and then. But it's got that whole thing of I didn't do it right at the start, so now I'm 5 hours into the game, and I'm like it's all just grinding to a halt and unbearably slow because I stuffed up something at the start. So that common thing I find with 4Xs.
Finished step 10 of how many steps is it? 14. So I've only got 4 engineers left to unlock, it seems.
And then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, there's a couple more here, but I think they're the ones that are all the way out in the middle of nowhere. At the other bubble.
Okay.
Either that or they're ones that don't exist yet. I don't know what's going on there.
So
I unlocked DD Vitamin, who does shield boosters.
Sweet. So you're coming along. So Elite Dangerous and Valheim's taking up your time at the moment. That's the main things.
Yes. I do need to get back onto Yakuza 0, though. That's sort of taken a step back since I got like 4 hours of work done on it, and then the game crashed, and I'm like, fuck.
I see
save.
Like a Dragon's Xbox series or next gen versions are coming out fairly soon, so I might have to fiddle around with that too if I get the chance. But I gotta have time. That's the problem. Now
Yeah.
Valheim got its fingers into me. That could never happen
Mhm.
again. So there's two things I want to talk to you about. Actually, one thing to talk to you about, and then the two things. The one thing I want to talk to both of you about, and then we'll get on to my stuff. But Rainbow Six Silly Season is upon us again, and we lost Aces from Fnatic. We lost Pengu
Yes.
from G2, and then we got Kayak into G2 to replace Pengu. And all of that was obviously Pengu was the one that overshadowed everything, and all the well wishes went out to him. And I guess a bit of a shock to a few people, but you know he's been around for so long. You go out when you do.
Yeah, it was a bit weird seeing that he was leaving, but
Oh, there he goes.
that just knocked that shit over. But yeah, it's at that year. He's been doing it for what, 5 years, give or take a
Yeah.
bit.
And he's been at the top of his game for so long. It's probably the point where it's not going to get any better for him.
Yeah.
So it's always the best time to jump out before you get kicked out. Obviously. What do you think of the
Well,
Aces move though? Is pushed out
Well,
or
no,
not?
I don't think he's been pushed
He
out
hasn't
at
said
all.
he's retired. He just said he's leaving Fnatic.
No,
right?
he said he's stepping down as
He
an
is
active pro player.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I missed that
So
part.
he,
Okay.
he's going on to doing streaming
Yep.
and all that sort of stuff now. So he wants to play games other than Siege,
Yeah, that's
which is fair enough.
And
But yeah, he's been doing.
He's also been around forever and a day. So
Yeah, he was part of the original team, like that group of kids
Yeah.
from Fnatic a couple of years ago. We're all part of the same team back on the Xbox during the Challenger
Yeah.
League.
Yeah.
They then moved to PC, got picked up by Fnatic. Diz became their coach, and yeah, so they've been a team together for 3 years in Pro League.
Yeah, and they're starting
Something
to look
like that.
very different now to when we were covering it only a couple of years ago, which has to happen
Yes.
eventually. But Aces was such a big face of the team, and still remember that him jumping out with the shotgun to get the was it G2 that they smashed 7-zip in the end?
I can't actually remember who they were
No,
up
it wasn't
against. Yeah, I remember
G2.
him jumping out the window and
Yeah, it
taking
was one of the. It was to get to the semi or the finals or whatever it was, but yeah, they wiped him. And yeah, one of the kills was him jumping out and just going nuts with the shotgun.
yes.
That's when Diz was actually filled in for Mags because Mags had his appendix out over in South
That's right.
America.
Yes.
So I don't think G2 even qualified for that one, to be honest. I think it was but one of the other big American teams or European teams. So it was in that shocking period where everything was in chaos because G2 was going terrible, and yeah, but definitely
Yeah.
a special player, definitely outside the box, and yeah, come a long way from his Xbox days, which is good to see. So best of luck to Aces. Make Sway, who did they just pick up in Fnatic? You were saying, I think.
Al Farmer.
Yeah.
He's from the EU.
Yeah, and I'm still shocked that Stiggs is in there.
And
Like Stiggs,
I think he came from Latin America to EU and then is now part of APAC.
yeah. So yes, shout out to Stiggs. I obviously wasn't following it when he got in there, but obviously well done.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's all happening. It's the silly season, like we always talk about, or we used to talk about
It's
anyway.
well, we usually just called it the APAC Shuffle because that's all we really cared about, but
now
it's
it's the-
literally just the Pro League Shuffle.
Yep. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for any other big names. But yeah, they were two shocks that came during the week. So the other thing is Cal, ex-host. We missed you back, big fella. Hope you come back soon. Tagged us in the No Remorse trailer, which dropped today. Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Going around killing people. And yeah, what did you think of it, McDad? Did you get to see it, obviously?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it
You
today,
gotta watch it.
unfortunately.
pretty
will.
good. So No
Just in
Remorse
case
is
it's not-
new Tom Clancy flick coming to Amazon Prime or Prime Video. Do you got to see it, Butters?
Yeah, I watched it. Looks interesting. I was going to watch the movie anyway.
Yep.
So the trailer's just sort of like, okay,
Okay. Give us some
I
background.
get to see.
Where does this fit in the Tom Clancy world?
So this is the prologue to all of it,
Okay.
essentially. So this takes place in the book, at least. It was after the Vietnam War. John Kelly, who later changes his name to John Clark, for reasons that you find out in this storyline.
Yep.
Does some stuff. I think it's his girlfriend. I'm not sure how they're going to do it in the movie itself, but in the book, he's on like a boat trip, finds some random like hippie girl. They go on a boat trip, fall in love. She gets killed. He goes nuts, and just completely fucking murders an entire like cartel. So
I love the line in the trailer. He better be he better be dead, otherwise they're all in trouble.
Yeah.
What-
yeah, he better be dead because he's the best person that we've got.
yeah.
Oh, he's better than anybody we've got on the ground.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then my favourite scene from the trailer is where he puts petrol all over the cars, chucks the lighter down, and then not just watches all the cars blow up, decides to jump in the car with the guy who's still in there alive and start interrogating him while the whole car is on fire. And I'm just like, yeah, that didn't go the way I expected it to go. Nice.
There was a nice little sound effect in there that you might have picked up on too, Walker.
What was that? I heard night
No,
vision
you didn't
goggles.
pick up on it. It's when he turns the torch on.
What was it?
It was the what is it? The Echelon night vision goggle.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I honestly thought I heard that, and I'm like, nah, that couldn't be right. I'm like,
He's like he comes up a set of stairs and he's
Yeah.
like doing that thing where they do these ones with the gun.
Yeah.
And turns the torch on and it goes beep.
yeah, no, I did hear that, and and me with not knowing much about anything, I thought, I'm just making that up.
I mean, they're
thinking
probably
too much
just
into it.
throwing it in there.
Yeah,
They're probably just throwing it in there because they can.
Yeah.
But
but I got awfully excited for a second there. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, it looks pretty good in April. So next month we'll get to see this all happen.
we probably mentioned it in the Locked On podcast, but when I saw Amazon pop up, I'm like, wait, what?
Well, Amazon
Hold on,
obviously
I'm
is
not
getting
sure.
right into the Tom Clancy stuff because obviously we covered Jack Ryan on it, and that's where that
Yes.
lives. So
It'll be interesting to see if John Krasinski pops in at all.
So where's he set in his timeline compared to this, or are they going to not?
So this is
bother?
before Jack Ryan leaves the Marines, I believe. So
it'd have to
he's
be a
still
young
technically
Jack Ryan.
because Jack Ryan's helicopter crash is in Vietnam, and this is
Yeah, okay, so it's between
post
those.
Vietnam before he becomes an analyst.
Okay. It will be. They've got him there. They've got him on the book, so I can't see why they
Yes.
wouldn't, unless they just wanted to not confuse the branding, I guess. But
Yeah. What's his name? The boss of Jack Ryan in the TV series Greer,
yeah,
played by Darth Vader himself in the Harrison Ford movies.
yeah,
Greer's wife is actually in Without Remorse.
no remorse.
So no remorse, yeah,
Cool.
that one.
I'm excited for it, and we can do a Prime watch along too, in a group watch along if we want to as well.
We can too.
Hey, did you know Disney does a
That's a
group
good
watch
idea.
along as well? So theoretically, we could watch WandaVision final episode tomorrow night. Yeah,
I'll be streaming.
I've only watched 2 episodes.
I know it's not.
Or 2.5.
Oh,
You can get through the third one.
you gotta
I know
get-
it gets better, but
It
it's just
It's all good.
too hard.
It is Without Remorse.
Is
See,
it?
you fucking threw me on that one, Morgo. You son of a bitch.
What, the movie or the book?
Same, both.
I thought this one. I'm sure this one was called No Remorse. I'm gonna look it up now. Braden's having a. Okay, well maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's without remorse.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, just watch the trailer. I'm sure. Okay, I'm gonna watch the trailer and I'll find out where I was wrong. I'm gonna stuff you all.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand because like there was a lot of hate when they were like, yeah, we're going to cast Michael B. Jordan as John Clark.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't see where the problem is because he's done a lot of action movies
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff before, and he's fucking incredible at it. So
yeah, he looks amazing in this. Pretty excited. He'll go around and kill every single person. I love the scene too when he's in the water. Yeah, dude pulls the dude in, shoots the dude, and then just fucking hangs around. I've like I said, I'm very interested to see what Amazon does with the rest of the Tom Clancy licenses, if that's what looks like they're going to be doing. So, and Jack Ryan 3, give us Jack Ryan season 3, please, now.
it'll just be real nice if like it does all tie together and they're not just doing like a.
They need to make
what was it? Some of Orpheus, Patriot Games, all that, where they're just sort of making a movie.
Yeah.
And the only ones really that were linked were the ones with Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
because they have Harrison.
But we've talked about it on the Tom Clancy podcast a lot. Like it's a potential universe that could be great, especially when you start feeding in, like the hints they fed in towards Ghosts and Rainbow Six so far, even in Clancy. Well, I guess not hints to Ghost. That it felt like it was just an homage to Ghost season.
Oh,
two,
yeah, they mentioned the people that don't exist.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Sort of thing.
So
that's the Ghost.
And we've already seen some of the units from 6 in the show in season.
I mean,
one,
6 is just made up of counterterrorism units worldwide. So of course you're going to see the Gendarmerie when they're in France and all that sort of stuff. But...
Yeah. So look, they could feasibly feed it out. I guess they're just waiting to see if any of it's going to stick and get a good enough audience.
I just wonder when they're going to bring Ding Chavez in.
So what do you think? Because we've obviously also had McDad, the actor from the Division movie. Is it? What's the actor that's popping around doing all the Division content at the moment on Twitter? That we got tagged in. Is he something from the TV series / movie that they're doing for that?
It's a director. I don't think it's an actor.
Is it the director? Is it? Is that going to tie in with any of this stuff? You reckon?
Not unless it's touched by.
It's not Amazon, is it? No. It'd be good, but
no, I think it's a full release.
It's a full release. Okay.
Oh, is it Amazon? I mean, it might be Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean,
to be honest.
All that IMDb has is it's got Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain linked to it.
I thought it was actually close to production, getting production happening though. Anyway, we're waffling.
Well, it's a new director. It's a different director than what it was originally.
Okay.
They've changed.
Because it was going to be. Was it going to be the John Wick director at one stage?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But he, obviously, with everything getting delayed, because he was doing a whole heap of other stuff, and then it was going to be that after it. So.
IMDb says they've got David Leitch down, who did John Wick, Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it's not him anymore.
As well as Rawson Marshall Turbo, who did Skyscraper. So, they're all good guys.
Okay. Just trying to see.
The Division's in pre-production. There you go.
Pre-production. Yeah,
so
Rawson Thurber.
No, it'd be Rawson Turbo.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one we got tagged, that Shrapnel tagged us in this, because he EchoCast. He said get the EchoCast was going to tag him and get in on their podcast.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. I remember seeing that now.
And everyone in Massive's been tagging him, saying how like he's just basically dove head deep into the Division community on Twitter and saying how good it is for him doing his getting in on it. So he has obviously got a love for the game. So we'll see if
that translates.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is like if they're taking it directly from the story, which it seems that they are. Like obviously you can't divert too far from the story on that one. But if they're basically going, we'll take that multiplayer online looter shooter, like the Division
there's a
storyline
story
and
there.
just do that. There is a story there,
And
but it's like, okay, you might want to tweak it a little bit.
yeah. So like,
Don't do a new bowl and just fucking
just
go balls to the wall and just either copy paste the story or just fucking throw a character in there and be like, yes, it is Far Cry.
That's it. I was watching Law Abiding Citizen from back in 2009 the other day, and I realized why, like, that and Dark Knight, they got two, like, it's when the protagonist, when the bad guy is really good. So antagonist.
Yes, the
Yeah,
antagonist.
When the antagonist is really good and got really good, you got a really good backstory for why he's doing what he's doing. That's when I get really attached to a movie and why I love it so much. So they've really got to focus on Keener, to be honest, and his motivations for why he does what he does in the world, and hopefully that's what they do, rather than like, cool, division agents, right? Cool, they're gonna do all this stuff and kill these people and save the world, but yeah, why they've got to do what they do to get it done is what they've got to focus on. So hopefully they get a really good person for Keener and really dive down that rabbit hole, which the game sort of half did, but unless you look everywhere else,
like you actually dig through, you really don't know. He's just a name that's said every so often.
Are you excited about it, McDad, still or not? The movie?
I don't know. It's very easy to muck it up, isn't it?
It is.
That's the problem. So everyone's sort of got their own idea of how it all runs, and then if it's going to be different to what you think, well, yeah, it could end up being disappointing.
Yeah, Turbot did the Terry Tate office linebacker stuff, which was amazing. So it could actually be a very, like, he's got comedy chops because he's done Where the Millers Dodgeball.
Oh, okay, yep.
But he's also done the stinker that was Skyscraper. But you know, you can't have 100% hit rate.
For 100% action, it was an average movie still, but it was okay for that. If that's what he was going for, that's obviously what he got paid to make a Chinese movie. It was a Chinese-based movie with action in it. He definitely was doing it for the money.
I'm sure he had some sort of vision, but yeah, if it was a Chinese thing, if Tencent had their finger in the pie on that one, he probably didn't have too much creative control, really.
No,
but
that was The Rock, wasn't it? That was Dwayne Johnson, from memory. Yeah. So it was they paid money for this, and set it in wherever it was, and make lots of money.
He has also actually acted in video games.
Oh, really?
Yes. He was in the NFL 18 and 19 long shot stuff. So the story mode for them.
Which wasn't too bad from what I understand.
I heard good things about it. So
it's interesting because I've been watching a few movies lately, and maybe some older ones, and going, oh, where's that person? Where do I know them from? And you flick through their IMDb, and it's like Call of Duty and this and that and all these other different, like, they're in so many different games. It's quite interesting. So we've waffled on about movies that aren't coming out for too long, I think.
Seems like it's in good hands, but as you said, they just need to make sure that they give Keener the right sort of motivations.
Yeah,
but also don't have whoever, like, the main agent is that we're going to be following around for this being the bland, I have to do it because it's right for America.
Yeah.
Like, they can't just be like, it's right for America. It's like, no, that's not what the division agents are about.
They could have good reasons. Like, anyway.
Like, why hasn't this division agent done what Keener's done?
Exactly. And anyway, we'll find out one day. Maybe. We'll see.
We will. So, and hopefully it doesn't go to U-Bowl.
No. No.
I mean, it could, but let's hope it doesn't.
Now we're 40 minutes into the podcast. We can probably get on to what I was actually doing for last week.
Yes.
So, obviously, McDad brought up at the start of the episode, I raced for 2 hours of a 12-hour race. So, I won't say I raced for 12 hours, but the team Locked On Racing raced for 12 hours around Bathurst on Saturday. So, we started at 8 a.m. 8:41. We probably rolled across the start-finish line. the rest of the field did before I sort of spun around and had a bit of fun and did an 8-point turn and finally got across the start finish line at 8:41, but we got there. And then
you didn't quite make it past the start before there was problems.
No, that's what I was fearing. I obviously started the race if you didn't catch up on it, but yeah, that was my biggest dread. But we didn't get much damage out of that. I made one other silly mistake and then one other mistake, but that none of them really hurt us too badly, and we got off. And we raced for 12 hours. We had a couple of incidents where the same person punted us at the end of the chase and cost us in total about 50 minutes damage repair, which roughly is about 25 laps. We end up 34 laps down on the leader. So, without that, the people who were following when we got punted the first time ended up coming third. So, and they were about 8 to 10 laps down on the leader. So, we were in good stead. We did pretty well, but ended up 13th officially at the end of the race.
That's pretty good.
Across the line in 14th, there was one team above us that got disqualified because not all their drivers turned up. So we'll take 13th officially out of 48. But we did get to the end of the race, and we did do 300 laps. We just got across the 300th lap at the end of the race. And because I was engineering, crew chiefing, and put in the fuel, we ran out of fuel then at turn 2 just after we finished the race at the end of the 12 hours. So you couldn't even get up to the top of the hill to roll down to do the jump at the end. So I apologise, Nathan Verney, for not letting you do the jump at the end, but I timed the fuel to perfection. We had to do a little splash and dash right at the end. But McDad, how did it come across on stream? Like, I know you actually probably enjoyed it a little bit from what I hear.
Yeah, it was good. I would have liked to watch more of it, but I had to do stuff outside. So, yeah, I thought it looked quite nice. Pretty good.
Yeah,
good setup.
I was there for a bit of it as well. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, so the setup actually, like the actual streaming, I've been working on that for ages, the setup for that, so it came across pretty good. But for a 12-hour race with nothing really much happened in it, it was quite, just being part of the team and watching it was quite enthralling for the whole 12 hours. I couldn't really take my eyes off it because you never know what was going to happen. And then it would be almost going along, and all of a sudden, yeah, there'd be someone go into the pits and you're like, hold on, quickly, what happened? Let's go back and check it out. There was a few near misses. I almost took out a car coming around Forest Elbow. And then the best one was when Vic was driving down the straight and the Lamborghini was parked in the middle of the straight. And we had to dodge him off into the grass and somehow kept it. But then the guy behind clipped him and sent this Lamborghini into space for about a 55-minute repair job. So we got a question from chat. From Twitch, so twitch.tv/LockedOnLads. The one Dwayne wants to know, how did you think that Braden guy drove? What a gun, hey? See, crickets, Braden. Sorry, mate, that's Braden asking how he went, how you guys went.
Let's just say he went shit.
Yeah, he went shit.
It was terrible. I don't think I actually saw Braden drive. I think I might have been away from the computer or out of the house.
Well, we all only did 2 stints except for Vic, who did 1. So it was pretty easy to miss everyone because except for poor Dennis, who I hope you're getting well, mate. Shout out to Locked On Racing team racer Dennis Hancock, who raced for us and got punted twice by the same guy on the hill. Almost cut his finger off tonight, so he just got back from emergency. He's had to get everything, a cooking accident. So we'll get into cooking in a sec. But so it was good. We had 31 incidents for the night, for the whole 24 hours, and the guy who punted us twice had 85. So they had to drive through 2 drive-through penalties, and they were like 90 laps down at the end of it. When they punted us, they were 54 laps down on the leader, and they still punted us. Anyway, it's all good. I'm not bitter about it at all. The main thing is we raised nearly $1,400 in the end. For Beyond
Pretty
Blue.
damn good.
Yeah, so I've had a couple donations come in since the race, and I've left it open. I'm going to close it up this weekend, take it off the streams and stuff like that. But you can still go check it out. The links are in the podcast episode from last week and stuff like that. It's all over Twitter and stuff like that.
But are you happy that I actually remembered to put that in?
Yeah, I am. You've done well. So $1,396 we raised for Beyond Blue. So very good job to everyone who helped donate towards that. So that was really good. So that was the race, and we've got the 3 hour for skippies this weekend, but I've just found out a couple of hours ago that my partner in crime, Matty Joy, might be missing out, so I might not be able to race in it. But that's the Big Aussie Car finale this Sunday. 3 hours of skippies around Barber Park. So keep an eye out for that. If we do get in it and stream it, I'll be there. Otherwise, we may miss out. But other than that, the next one we're tentatively looking at, I think the Spa 24 hour is Anzac Day weekend, which I won't be able to make it, but the other boys might be racing in it. Or no, the Nuremberg Ring, sorry. Nuremberg 24 hour is that weekend. The Spa one's in July. We're probably going to be doing the 24 hour. That'll be our next big race. And we're all keen to do the Bathurst 1000 in September. So they're the ones to keep an eye out for the enduro side of things.
Nice.
But that's it. Let's get on to how McDad made chicken and leek soup, mate.
That was pretty easy. I just chucked in his slow cooker and
Sweet.
walked away.
How good's a slow cooker, to be honest?
That's all I did.
But has you been taking a break from cooking?
No, I cooked a strog on the weekend.
Oh, you did do that, did you? How did that go?
Yeah, it was delicious. I thought I'd made 4 serves of it, but no, it turned out I only made 3. But it's fine.
That happens.
It could have also been my serving sizes were
a little bit big. Yeah, that's okay.
Apparently, this recipe was meant to make 5 serves, but I don't know what sort of fucking tiny serves these people are eating.
Probably proportionally accurate servings, maybe.
I'm sure, it was hard to judge the amount of pasta that I had to put into everything. But, I got 2 scoops of the strog out for each meal. And, yeah.
Oh.
Come Wednesday, I'm like, well, that's the last of the strog. Shit.
No.
2 scoops sounds about right, but it depends how big the scoop is, I guess.
I
was just a soup ladle.
Okay.
It was a soup ladle.
Okay. I cooked a risotto, a soggy rice, as would it on Monday.
Why?
Because it was up on the board, and what I get told to cook is what I cook. It turned out really good in the all-in-one cooker thingy. So
what is the all-in-one? What brand all-in-one cooker do you
Philips. So I sauteed it, browned it all up in there, and then pressure cooked it risotto way, and then kept it warm, which was my problem. I kept it warm for too long because I'm like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just want to cook dinner now, so I don't have to do it at 4:30 and stuff it up.
You can't leave risotto.
No, I found that out. It still tasted absolutely amazing.
I'm sure it tasted,
but it was sticky.
It would have been dry as all hell.
Nah, it was sticky.
Yeah.
Nah, the warmer kept it nice, and it was still moist, as those people want me to say. But yeah, so chicken risotto rice, but then I also this chicken stock and all that kind of stuff. But instead of putting in a couple mushrooms and stuff like that, I got the pumpkin, the sweet potato, carrot, zucchini, and diced it up real fine in the food processor, almost to a paste, and chucked it in. And kids ate it up and didn't even know I put 4 to 5 cups, maybe even more, of vegetables in there. You couldn't even see it. It was cut up that fine. It was awesome.
No problem worried about the soggy rice.
No, they loved it. I was shocked that they shoveled it down and then wanted it for seconds. We had it left over the next night, and they actually asked for that. So it works.
So is that the Philips Viva that you've got?
Philips Viva? I've never heard of that.
It's the one that I found when I typed in Philips all-in-one.
Then probably that's what it is.
Oh, dearie.
Jesus Christ, Wilco.
What?
Doesn't even know the tools that he works with.
Oh, I know the tools, but I've never heard it called that. It's got.
So that was when I type it in.
That's what it is there on the screen.
Yeah, that's the Viva.
There you go. It's called Vivo somewhere, just not here. Anyway, that's not the point.
Yeah, Viva. That's what it is. Yes.
There you go. Well, that's what it is. Cool. And that's why I slow cooked my curry. My chili con carne and stuff like that. So
it's only 6 litres.
I got an 8-litre one.
Oh.
Yeah. It cooks
I didn't use a slow cooker when I made my strog.
Actually, we had the lasagna. Because I did the bolognese mix, I said, with the sweet potatoes last week. We use that for everything. So nachos, because the family can't have spicy and stuff. So we just substitute that in for all our Mexican stuff. But we also do it for our lasagna. And we had the lasagna dish the other night finally, and the meat, tasted amazing. So really good. I would recommend. But I've also got I know it's terrible. I hate my family.
Put them in the bin.
I've got a roasting rack now proper, so I can sit it over a tray on my barbecue, put the roast on top, and let all the fatty juices go all over my veggies underneath now.
Nice.
So I'm pretty happy about that, and I can't wait to buy a roast on the weekend and cook up a roast. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I guess what I can talk about is I'm now also trying to lose weight while trying to cook all this yummy food with lots of fatty stuff. But I had a cheat meal today, which I'm allowed to have one a week, and I haven't eaten since 12 because there was so many kilojoules in there, and I'm just not even hungry, which is awesome. So before I'd be nibbling and snacking and everything. So hopefully it's working.
Hopefully.
I'll get a sponsorship like some other cool podcasters and streamers out there with the people I'm with. No, I don't want that. Anyway, that's probably what we've been up to. Anything else have I missed? Is there something that I haven't talked about? There's no questions this week, so
Yes, there is. There's questions.
where did they put in questions after?
Yeah, Cage. Oh no, Cage didn't put one in. That's a completely different question. Ignore that
That's not actually a question.
We can ask the question. You never know who's out there who's listening.
That is true, but there was a question asked.
There is. Look at that.
There wasn't a question. There's
New
two, I think.
messages. Let's go with last way's one first.
Yeah, well, that is the first one there. So
We've got 8 minutes to answer these questions because McDad wanted to be off 45 minutes ago. What is the biggest meat disaster? Mine was a fat fire while cooking roast pork on Christmas Day a few years ago after knocking a bottle of vinegar out of the pantry, which broke. Pork still tasted okay, though. I had a fat fire the other day, which ruined my rack of lamb, unfortunately. It didn't ruin it, just the bottom was black. And, yeah.
Sounds pretty ruined to me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. But I haven't cooked since either. So, I think the fat fires are always the worst because you do all the work and you one stuff up in there, so I had to come back from. I don't think I've had another massive meat disaster. Well, except for the pork belly I made that time when it didn't crackle at all. It was chewy and stuff. That's still sitting in the freezer.
Yeah, that happens every time.
I wouldn't say that that's a disaster though, because
I still
crackle
taste
can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Butters, have you had any massive meat disasters?
Don't think I have.
No.
Struggling to think. Like, obviously, there's the odd burnt rissole when you're cooking it on a barbecue or something like that. But like, I don't think I've really had a disaster where I've cooked something and then just gone, I've fucking ruined this completely. So I wouldn't even class last ways as a disaster. I mean, sure, he maybe nearly burnt everything down, but
Still.
if the pork still tasted okay, then it's still good.
Yeah.
How about you, McDad?
Okay.
Have you had any meat disasters?
No, I haven't.
Perfect chef he is. No?
I just don't think I've cooked enough to have those issues.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
And like anybody out there, I always make sure that I cook my chicken medium rare.
Your chicken medium rare, nice.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Don't do that, kids.
Man, when I'm handling chicken, I wash my hands about 5 times afterwards.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I don't touch it. Like, it goes in the sink, it stays in the sink and it used it, and the cloth doesn't go anywhere near anything. Fuck, I'm so paranoid about it.
My chicken tends to be quite dry too, because I always want to make sure it's cooked.
Yeah, I've been getting better with that. I've been getting more to the point where I just leave it so it is a little bit more moist again, rather than going fully dry. And yeah, I'm still worried every time I do it. And then you cook I know chicken's clear when it's not cooked, but you cook it with cordon bleus and stuff like that, and the bacon seeps in it. It just looks red. And
Yes.
it just pings you
Yep.
with red, and you're like, oh, it's not
It's like,
cooked.
what? That's not cooked. What's going on here? That's not cooked.
Kebabs are the worst one for me though, because then
Well, you know what's also bad? It's KFC when you get the
you get the
the
dark meat.
hot spicy,
Oh yeah, the hot and
and
spicy.
it makes the chicken
Yeah.
not look cooked.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Or if you
KFC
get a
for
piece
my
of
cheat
dark
day
meat,
today.
you're not expecting it, and you're like, "This is a different color than it should be. What's going on? This is not meant to happen."
Yeah. So don't cook chicken badly, and wash your hands, everyone, every time. Yeah, scary. Anyway,
Also, you don't have to cook pork chops all the way through.
yeah, I overcook pork all the time, to be honest, as well. I don't know what it is. I just always get paranoid about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, pork. I love pork. I just don't. I never cook it right. I'll hopefully get better at it soon. So Braden Martin comes flying in with another question at the last minute as well. If there was one game that you wish you could be sucked into the storyline, what would it be? There's one game that you wish you could be sucked into the storyline. Oh, I see. Okay, so if you could be part of the actual storyline itself.
Oh, that is a tough one.
That is a tough one. Because
there's always something wrong in all the games that I play, and I'm like, I don't want to live in this world.
it's terrible.
And I don't play games for the story, so
McDad's just hates story. Braden, you got to get used to this. Wow.
I know. I'd probably say the Mass Effect series,
Yeah, that's
especially if I can go into it with the knowledge that I have about it.
Yep.
Because then all this shit will start happening. I'll be like, right, I know what's going on. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I am going to be lame with my answer, and because I'm watching Star Wars Clone Wars, which I'm up to midway through season 7, so I'm almost there. It's all coming together now. I'm going to say something like Jedi Order or one of those Star Wars games. Where
the old Jedi
just,
games are pretty cool.
Yeah, the world's just crazy. So no matter what shit's going on around you, you're still going to be interested to see what's going on around you.
Again, I wouldn't mind being sucked into anything based on Star Wars, providing that I know what I know about Star Wars before I get sucked in there.
Yes.
Because again, I would know exactly what's happening, and I'd be like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to that star system, guys.
That's not happening.
We will not be landing on that planet."
No. So, I'm so excited to get the end of season 7 though. It's so close. I think I've got 10 to go. It's gonna be good. So next question is from Braden as well. How great was it almost doubling your goal for the Beyond Blue fundraiser? Well, technically, the goal started at 500, but we upped it to 750 when we started early on, seeing that we were going to crack 500 pretty quickly. Doubling that new goal, so nearly tripling the original goal, was amazing. And like I said, still shocked that we've still got money coming in for starters, but still shocked that we got that high. Like, I thought 500 to start off was going to be amazing. And as I said on the day, that most fundraisers I do online just don't go anywhere, and they've never gone anywhere before. So I thought, 500 will be good. Even if we get that one, I'll donate a little bit to get us there. And then all of a sudden, it snowballed, and it's always a good feeling. Always a good feeling, yeah. So,
and I still haven't put money in myself, so.
Well, yeah, links open. Beyond Blue, fundraiser. No, I'll stuff it up.
I get paid tomorrow because it's a public holiday in Canberra on Monday, so I'll be able to do it tomorrow evening. Probably.
Don't you love payday? I'll get paid tomorrow too. Actually, I got my invoice today.
Of course,
quite nice. So the final question is from Braden again. Is there a game franchise you'd love to see revived? We had this question a couple weeks ago. Did we get close to it anyway?
No. We got something
similar, I think. Yeah.
Something similar. Like what? There was more what remakes.
Yeah,
would you like
it was
to see?
remakes. So franchise. Yeah. What franchise do you want to see again, Dad?
Last Ninja.
That was the same question you had with the remake.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a new Last Ninja? Or am I thinking of another one?
No,
I'm thinking of a completely different game. Never mind.
You are. Completely different game.
Yep.
Butters.
I was thinking Shadow Warrior. I don't know why.
Do you want them to revive Mass Effect? Oh, they're already trying to do that again.
Yeah, they're already doing that. Now we're getting Mass Effect 4 sometime in the next couple of years.
Maybe.
Which is what I would say. But I would say if they've done it correctly, probably the Monkey Island series. Revive that. Give us another Monkey Island.
There you go.
Because Tales of Monkey Island, it sort of ended at a point where you're like, okay, it could stop here or it could keep going. But that seems to be pretty much all of their games. Is it could stop here.
Yeah.
It could keep going.
So can I ask them to kill a franchise and then revive it?
No.
Oh.
No.
No, I wanted to bring back Burnout. Revive Burnout, please. I do want them to kill Need for Speed properly and revive it, but they've already done that like 3 times now and it hasn't worked, so maybe try it again. But no, Burnout, I want just give me Burnout Takedown remake again. Anything that's just crazy crashing around stuff, that's what I really, really, really want.
I thought I heard that the last Need for Speed game was actually not bad.
Yeah, and it's on Game Pass at the moment, and they took, which is EA Play, and they took out all the monetization stuff from what I understand as well. So it might be worth a look at. It's sitting there, it's free. I can play it whenever I want, so it may be worth a look at. But they've just announced the new one is being delayed because they're working on Battlefield. Criterion's been brought across to work on help them finish off Battlefield. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's a game series that needs to fucking die a bit.
That
and COD.
Yes.
Oh, like just
that's the problem though. Now COD is the most popular it has ever been, which is ridiculous. Yeah. So
they need to do what Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed and stop. Give it a bit. Take the time that you're not just pumping games out to develop an entirely new game. Go from there.
Can I say the series that Cal? Can I say the series Cal would say our spiritual brother-in-law here? He'd definitely say Tony Hawk's. Fuck, Tom Clancy's Hawks. That needs to come back, for sure. Do a good Command & Conquer too. Be honest.
Was Tom Clancy around when Hawks came out?
He probably would have been. When did he die? Because it was 2004, I think. Or was it later than that? 2008. Anyway, that's definitely what he would ask.
2013. So yeah, he was around.
I can't believe they racked out Hawks 1 and Hawks 2 within a year of each other. That's the phenomenal thing. So
maybe it was Hawks that killed Tom Clancy.
Maybe.
And he saw that and he's like, "Oh God,
I'm fucking out.
What has my life become?"
Okay, so that's been a podcast. Thank you everyone for listening to the Man Cave episode number 4. If you want to chat more to McDad because you missed him and you didn't talk enough tonight, you can go wish him happy birthday at McDad. That's where you chime in and say all your places.
Oh yeah, McDad 75.
There you go.
That one.
Yeah.
Well, you could have said that. I don't know why you got me to say it.
I'd throw it to you. See what happens. Who knows? We're just flying loose here. What do you got planned for the next week, mate? Anything exciting?
Nothing this week. Next weekend though, heading down to Mudcooler for the weekend.
Ooh, fancy.
For my little birthday thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to pretend to cook a barbecue and then not do it because it's raining, or what?
There was talk of a barbecue, but it's a weather, so not that impressed.
Nah. Oh,
I'm talking about weather.
They're not very good.
Yeah. Butters, mate. If people wanted to find you and catch up with your Valheim streams on your dedicated server and your Elite Dangerous flying through space fun, where would they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Mr. Buttersocks. Other than that, jump in the Discord.
Sweet. And what have you got planned? Just that stuff that I talked about?
Yeah, pretty much. So tomorrow night's going to definitely be Elite Dangerous. Going to be smashing that out. Saturday, not entirely sure. It could be Valheim, could be Elite Dangerous, or it could be some Yakuza 0.
Okay, cool.
Depends on what I get done on Saturday day itself.
Yep. Well, that's fair enough. You can find myself at Wilco's Chill Zone on Twitter, and just tweet at me because I'm not really tweeting much at the moment because I'm lazy. You can find us all on Locked On Lads on Twitter as well. LockedOnLads.com has all the stuff, and I checked the link. LockedOnLads.com/Discord does get you to our Discord, which is pumping at the moment, with all kinds of racing and meat and Valheim and all kinds of cool stuff over there at the moment. So come and check it out. As for streams and YouTube, I don't have a lot in the plans for the next week. Sort of in hiatus. You got all the iRacing seasons are wrapping up at the moment for season 1 of 2021. We have an off week, which is week 13, which you don't really race in, or I don't, and then sort of come back after that. So I'm not racing in Aussie car for a season. I'm taking a season off because the daylight savings is just making it too hard to race, being the starting time. So we'll see how that happens. Trying to get into an endurance series, but it's on a Wednesday night, and it's got the same problem with the daylight savings, and I just don't think I'm good enough for that league. So I might just do a few officials when we come back in season 2 and just focus on officials for a season. And so you'll see me racing things like Skippies and VRS in the GT3s and maybe a few others. But look out for a schedule on that. There'll be some day races, hopefully, if things go well with work. But yeah, Locked On Lads YT on YouTube, Locked On Lads on Facebook, Locked On Lads on Twitch is all the places we go live. And for those, if I don't get there on the weekend because I don't have a teammate, best of luck to all the Aussie Car 3-hour drivers, including Sheepy Net, who's in there in the chat right now, Braden, who's in there for Doctor's Orders, also the other team, the DK Nitro, the Mites brothers will be racing there as well, so you can check all the action on their channels as well. Hit me up if you can't find them. But yeah, till next week when we'll talk about all kinds of cool stuff again. It's been a great episode, and we'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.